And welcome, ladies and gentlemen of the SRL, to the first of our 3 games of Tuesday night SRL. We are up here on the beautiful Gold Coast with the Titans playing host to the Bulldogs. Now, this is going to be an excellent game. I'm A-Mac in the box, and joining me tonight is Liam Ryan. Liam, both of these teams will be desperate for a win tonight, and I am excited to what we see.
Yeah, absolutely, Emma. Tonight it's going to be an absolute huge clash here tonight, and as you mentioned, both sides are desperate for wins here. Obviously, they're both coming off losses. Obviously, the Titans, the home team here tonight, they came off a loss to the Raiders, 24 points to 22 last week, whereas the Canterbury Bulldogs, they came off a loss to your Parramatta Eels, 18 points to nil. So both sides, they've been a bit embarrassed over the last couple of weeks by their performances, and I'm sure they'll have a lot of motivation tonight to get that victory and climb up back on that ladder.
Yeah, currently the Bulldogs, they sit second from the bottom on the ladder, whereas the Titans, by the end of last round, they just snuck into the top 8. So, big game for both of these sides, and both would want to win for, well, I say the same reasons, but they're both staring down very different ends of the ladder here, like Liam.
Yeah, they definitely are. The Titans, obviously, they started the season so well and have just, I don't want to really say fallen off, but I guess that's what it's happened over the last few weeks. I think they've lost 4 out of their last 5 matches, so they've definitely hit a slump in their form. Maybe got the yips, what some would say. They just need to get a good, strong performance to gain that confidence back.
And both of these teams tonight will definitely be keeping their eye out. Whilst the current New South Wales captain might be in one of those teams, he has definitely got his eyes out to see who will be joining him at the end of or at the beginning of the rep break, I should say, as Dom Young works his way up to the third. The Titans, they've earned themselves quite a decent set to start off this first hit up, or should I say the Bulldogs have kind of tricked them into it, unfortunately, as McLucky gets up over the 30 to come down 25 metres out and earn 73 metres off their first hit up. So a good start here for the Titans, as long as they can back it up with a good kick chase and a definitely good kick chase to keep the Bulldogs stuck down in the 10 zone here, Liam.
Yeah, that was a beautiful kick there from the Titans. They just did a brilliant job to pin the Bulldogs in deep, and that's exactly what you want to really tighten up your defensive line and give them a good chance at holding the Bulldogs inside manageable field position so they can get the ball back in already attacking territory if they're lucky enough.
As Malou, the recent Bulldog convert, kicks it on down. Unfortunately, it just doesn't have the legs, and Dom Young comes down with it. They try to angle him to the sideline, but it isn't going to be. And the Titans, they start in some fairly decent field position. Now, looking at these two teams tonight, Liam, where do you think the big matchups are going to be?
Tonight, I think it's lying in the spine mainly. I think the fullbacks are really key here tonight. Obviously, Logan Seymour starting at fullback here for the Dogs, and Dom Young, he had an incredible game last week. I think signs are saying that he's somewhat back to his best from what we saw in the first few rounds of the SRL 2.0. And I think that the number 7 matchup is really key as well. Chris Weston, obviously one of the key sevens in the comp. Colin Malou as well. He's shown signs of promise ever since coming to the Dogs and shown that he belongs in that 7 jersey. So I'm excited by that battle as well. And I think the number 9s as well are really key. Mark Lee and Aaron O'Hear, both really good 9s and really key to deciding the matchups here tonight.
As Freddie Anderson makes half a break up the sideline. Third tackle. There, Reese Davis hitting the line and brought down something sharp. They might throw it back to Malou again for a 40-20 kick, and they give it to Ruben Mobbs instead, who belts the hell out of that ball, and it almost gets that way. So the Bulldogs, they might not be enjoying the field position at the moment, Liam, but the boot on their ball, that's definitely getting them out of the trouble at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. It's a solid thing to have. Ruben Mobbs, he certainly got all that ball and kicked the ever living hell out of that one and got his side. in some good defensive position to hem in the Titans. I know that it doesn't seem good right now, but if they can get it off the boot for those 40-20 attempts, one's going to work. And I think the Titans, they won't be able to play this well all night. Oh, no, that's not what you want to say from Chris Weston.
No, unfortunately, they're a bit of a shank off the side of the boot. We've had two wonderful kicks from Bulldogs at the moment, and the Titans, they must have been staring at the lights a little bit there, Chris Weston, and unfortunately, he kicks it straight into the stand. So the Bulldogs, they're going to start off in their best field position all night, at least in the last 8 minutes, and if they can power through, this will be a great start to them, considering they weren't able to get across the line last week, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. It will give them some confidence that they're able to get over the line in their first time of asking here tonight because, as you mentioned, they didn't score last week, and that means that they haven't scored in 89 minutes so far, and just getting a try here would really add. Oh, no. As I say, that Demando picks the loose ball up, and that's not going to do their attack any confidence.
It looked like that ball was thrown really, shall we say, haphazardly, and unfortunately the player running onto it overran the ball a little bit, went beside him and off to Demando. So the Titans, they survive one hell of a scare there from the Bulldogs, and Podgy Hodgie brings it up just shy of the 30 for his fourth. We come blind. Lenny O'Driscoll unfortunately can't make too much more further than the 30. The Bulldogs, they put forward a fairly decent defensive set to make up for their mistake. And Jackson, oh, Remy, he was almost there. That's twice, 3 times, 3 errors from the Titans so far. They're just begging the Bulldogs to score here. Mobs pushing, and speak of the devil. Captain Mobs, he's over. First try for the night. Canterbury Bulldogs 4-0, and you would have to think a very easy kick to make it 6-0 here, Liam.
Yeah, absolutely. Ruben Mob's just pushing his way to the line, and no one seemed to grab the legs there for the Titans. And Ruben Mobs obviously does a brilliant job as the captain of the side, really going to bring the confidence out in his lads to get the job done here tonight because they obviously didn't score last week, and 12 minutes in, they've got to try here tonight. And they'll feel confident about themselves after that. They've really forced errors out of the Titans so far, but you got to say it's been self-inflicted errors because 2 or 3 of those errors have just been kicking errors, and those really aren't forced by the Dogs. And Chris Weston and Malcolm McLucky are really going to have to get these sorted soon.
Especially because the Bulldogs, they ran a pretty decent ship last week. It was only when they gave away a bit of a penalty, had an injury, and had a sin bin last week that the scoring started to occur. So if the Bulldogs can hold it for, well, they've already held it for about 15 minutes. If they can keep holding and keep playing a pretty decent game, they'll be in for a good chance to win tonight, as Ruben Mobs comes down on the 20 for his third. The Titans, they're wising up in defence now as Hellier runs at the line to come up to the 30 for his fourth. A bit of a slow play. The ball marker's offside. They go blind with Roberts, who is again pushed back to the 30. So the Titans, Captain Topoke, he's definitely geeing up his boys to make sure they can keep the blinders on the Bulldogs. And here comes Young. Gets around one, gets around a second, but he is dragged down. Good run there from Dom Young. They're in the Bulldogs' half, and things are looking dangerous once more for the Doggies.
Yeah, definitely. It's brilliant stuff from Dom Young, obviously. As I mentioned, I think he's back into form and got one-on-one with a Bulldogs defender in the middle, and certainly proved that he can just break any line open. And they're going to need more out of him because with these halves struggling with the boot, they're going to just need a meterage, heaps of meters, and not require the long-range boot if possible.
As Dom Young fills into dummy half and McLucky puts the boot up for another one. They come down with it for Noel Blake, but unfortunately he isn't able to get the ball loose, and the Bulldogs defend their line once more. 5 minutes until we have a halftime break. And I don't think the intensity is going to be torn down by any of these subs coming off the bench, Liam.
No, it won't be. I think these subs are really dangerous for both sides. Obviously, we have Vakatani and Buckley coming on for the Titans, who always bring the intensity for the Titans when they come on. And Vakatani, obviously, no slouch. Always a X Factor player off the bench. And obviously, for the Dogs, we have Segarini and Justice Daly coming on. Uh, so it should be interesting to see how that opens up the game with a few tired bodies in the middle.
As the Dogs, they just get to the 50-metre line, and Malou boots it all the way down again to O'Driscoll. Vice Captain O'Driscoll is forced back on the other side of the 20, and that's a good kick chase there from the Dogs. We throw it across. McLucky linking up with Young, who almost dances through the line again. We've seen a lot of Young today so far. We haven't seen a lot of Logan Seymour yet, Liam. I'm wondering if he's still nursing that injury from last week.
Yeah, he might be. It's I think of maybe just a niggling issue this week, and yeah, he's struggling to get himself involved. I think the Dogs will be hoping to be able to get him involved in this game in the next couple of sets because it's certainly an asset to have your fullback touching the ball as much as possible because they're able to break the line so well.
As Beckman grabs the ball and good post-contact meters there to get up to the 30. It'll be good to see if the rotation of their winger and their fullback works for them this week. Unfortunately, it got interrupted last week, but the week before, it's definitely one of those things that saw the Bulldogs in the winning circle, as O'Hare up over the 40 for his third. Seymour dancing out a dummy half. There he is again, Speak of the Devil, getting up to the 50. Almost milks a penalty, but we keep on going. The props linking up and Hellier pushing further into the 40. 40 seconds until the subs come on. The Bulldogs subs are going to have to stay out there for a little bit longer. The Titans will get their first rotation of some fresh legs if they can keep Demando in check. They do. And the Titans, it looks like they're stuck back in their 21 small, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. Just gonna have to work their way out once more, and yeah, I think they should get the aid of those subs any minute now. I think Brody James will come on after that run's completed. Oh, they get a nice offload there, but yeah, they'll obviously be looking to Vakatani and Buckley's aid here. It's a nice run from Mark Lee, but yeah, they haven't got those subs the ball yet, but they're certainly looking to them.
As Captain Topoke takes up the final run to get close to the 40 as he possibly can. Fifth tackle, the Titans, they'll have to boot once more, and they decide to go down the other wing this time, off to Iongi. Now Iongi, he has been dangerous all season, but they've had him marked so far tonight, Liam.
Yeah, Iongi hasn't got much of the ball though, has he? And I think that's a strategy from the Titans to not kick it down to Iongi's wing, I guess. They might think he's more dangerous out on that left wing. I'm not too sure, but maybe they should be kicking down to him a little bit more, considering the fact that those other two, the Beckman and Seymour swap, they're already going to get tired anyway, so they should maybe look to tire out Iongi and have them all tied by the end of the game.
As a good kick there from Rhys Davis, and Dom Young is almost angled over the sideline there by Malou. A good tackle there. Lovely pass out to Podgy Hodgie, who works his way up to the 40. The Titans, they're slowly working their attack magic right now. McLucky linking up with Weston. Dom Young dances through the line. He's brought down by Logan Seymour, though, as he gets just over the 40. Third tackle. A couple of good pushes here. They could put an attacking kick here as Demando gets around one, but can't get around the second. Fourth tackle. Up the tram tracks. Topoke linking up with Buckley. Buckley, good post-contact meters. 24 and a bit meters out. They might try to put a bomb here. Oh, no, they're going to grubber. And it's not really something that comes off. And the Bulldogs, well, they really didn't have to do much with that one. That came off a bit too easy for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Weston obviously trying a little grubber in and just got a little bit too close with that dig and tried to get it to Podgy Hodgie, but the ref nonetheless called a knock on because it just, I think it came off the knee, but yeah, the referee ruled knock on and I agree with him wholeheartedly.
Oh, and that's a dangerous run there from Logan Seymour. biting off about 20 metres. O'Hare linking up lovely with Kausakau. Kausakau pushing and pushing and getting 34, 33 metres off. And we come down the blind side for a kick from Davis. An interesting little dink there to Demando, and they try to push him over the sideline. The Bulldogs, they have played an almost flawless game tonight, and even what looks like a mistake here and there seems to have a bit of strategy behind it, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. It was a nice strategy there to try and trap the Titans in the corner. Well, not try, they did. And Aaron O'Hare, he might be off. Aaron O'Hare to the races. No, it's good tackle, good ankle tap, I think, by Dom Young. But yeah, the Dogs, they are capitalising on these errors.
Captain Mobs pushing up, 15 metres out, 14 metres out, second tackle. The Dogs are looking dangerous. Off they go. Richards, a good hit up there from the number 12 to gain some much needed metres. Ooh, 4 metres. They keep coming to left. Alou, back on the inside to Roberts, who almost gets through. Almost gets through. Fourth tackle, playing the ball. Robs, here we go. Segarini pushing, and they're over once more. The bench prop does it. That is 2 in a row, 10 points to 0. And again, a fairly easy kick here to make it 12 points to 0 here, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. It's great work from Segarini to identify where Dom Young is in the defensive line and just go after him and push Dom Young's way into the goal line and be one-on-one. But I'm just not sure what those Titans forwards around him. Max Tarpoke, I believe the Vakatani and Buckley were also around there, and none of them really came in to help on the legs. That's all they needed. And considering they conceded the try in a very similar manner, I thought they would have learnt from their mistakes, but apparently not. And Taupoke is going to have to rally his boys around here because obviously a 12-point deficit. And as I mentioned, they're in a bit of a struggling form right now. They're going to have to wake up quickly.
And with 11 minutes and a bit left in the first half, they would want to be the next to score because going into the halftime break, 12-0 is painful enough. If the Bulldogs can get across for another one, Liam, that's going to be quite a mountain to climb.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the manner of some of these SRL games the last week or so, we've seen some low-scoring affairs. I think it's a little bit harder for some of these teams to cross over, and the Titans have struggled a little bit to put on the points recently. So, yeah, they're going to have to be the next to score, I think.
Ekman playing it on the 40-20 opportunity time from Ruben Mobbs again. He's taking a lot of kicking opportunities tonight, and it almost pulls off for him. Dom Young hits the first line of defence, pirouettes through, and hits 2 more brick walls. A good start for this defensive set from the Bulldogs. Vakateni, strong meterage off the bench there, working up to the 40. Oh, blindside raid, a lovely pass. Speculator almost to Lenny O'Driscoll, and thankfully they come down with it. Fourth tackle coming up here as Dom Young gets through the line and actually almost gets around 2 lines of defence there. Lovely short pass to Buckley, and the Titans, a decent set, 44 metres, but they keep trying to pierce up through the middle, and for the moment at least, the Bulldogs have definitely got that locked down, Liam.
Yeah, they keep seeming to go down the middle, and I think they've won the middle battle so far. I think that they've got it where they want it to be, and now they just have to spread it out, and they're just not really willing to for whatever reason. They just need to get it out into the hands of your outside backs. You know, you got Xavier Demando, Reno Driscoll, some of the most dangerous wingers in the comp, and they're not really using them out on those edges there. I think that's the way to go here for the Titans.
Good pass from captain to Kausakau. Fifth tackle, I should say. My mistake. We pass it back. They pass it all the way back to Davis this time, who boots it down to Demando, and that is a man you do not want to see running down the sideline at you. The Bulldogs, they meet him head on, and he gets up to the 40. 7 minutes left in the half. You've already told us what you think about the Titans and who they should give it to. Well, looking at the Bulldogs, is there anyone there who isn't really attacking tonight, or have we just seen what is looking like an almost perfect Bulldogs outfit tonight, Liam?
I wouldn't say it's perfect. No, I think that they haven't got the ball to their fullback, Logan Seymour. I think he's been really quiet tonight. I know I mentioned him a little bit earlier. I think that maybe the halves have been solid, but I'd like to see Kyle Malou touch it a little bit more. Uh, yeah, but I think other than that, most of the teams played really well and just done their job.
And it's definitely going to be interesting to see what the messages are going into the halftime break from both captains as Segarini grabs the ball and works his way up to the 20. Some excellent post-contact meters from all of these forwards from the Bulldogs as Ruben Mobbs pushes up. It's hard meterage, but they seem to be getting there at least with O'Hare. Out of dummy half, 35 meters. Do they kick here? No, Seymour starting out, breaking off one, almost shrugging off a second one, and then passing it to absolutely the wrong person. Maybe it's a good thing they haven't been giving it to Logan at the moment, Liam.
Yeah, mate. Maybe that's the reason he hasn't been getting the ball. Yeah, this wasn't great. Maybe Taupoke fought for the ball there, but still, you don't really give the offload behind you when you can't see who you're giving it to. And yeah, I think that's a bit poor from Seymour, and you have to learn from that mistake. But yeah, the Dogs, they're just going to have to hope that they can defend out the Titans. They've done a good job so far, so I think they'll be able to. Oh, there's a big shot.
Oh, now, as you said, they need to defend more. A massive shot was put on. I didn't know if that was Segarini or Daly, but we were expecting big shots here from their prop forwards, and it's the bench forwards who are really putting that on for us tonight, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great shot nonetheless. And yeah, they certainly listened to me about the defensive. But oh, they give it right back. Oh, I don't. I think that was that Bruce Buckley in the middle. That's a brilliant shot from him. But yeah, both sides they're really turning it up on the big hits.
Oh, and unfortunately, a big hit here and there forces a bit of an error out of Malou, and Fanua Blake comes down with it 40 metres out for their first. The Titans, this is probably going to be their last chance of the half to get one over. Make sure they don't go into the halftime break with a donut. Luciano coming across Western, hitting up straight the middle. Again, we've said it before, they can't be doing this one-off stuff. Those Bulldogs forwards are on lockdown. Lee tries his luck out of dummy half. Logan Seymour runs up, gives him a little bit of a kiss, and runs back up behind. We link up Podgy Hodgie. Podgy Hodgie is brought down just shy, 5th meter out. Where's McLucky? There he is, and he's pushing, and McLucky's over. He doesn't even bother trying to kick it. He knows he can just muscle his way over. And the Titans, it took them 39 minutes or so, but they are finally on the board.
Yeah, that's brilliant stuff from Michael McLucky, recognising that he didn't have the space to put it on the boot there and just taking a calculated risk and hoping that he can power Ruben Mobbs with him over the line. And it's pretty impressive for a number 6 to power the Dogs captain right over. And he's a lock, notably probably got a bit of strength on him, particularly in the upper region. But yeah, it's brilliant stuff from McLucky and yeah, just good stuff not to knock that ball on and get the Titans back in this one with 50 seconds to go in this first half. They absolutely needed that, and they got it.
Now, that's going to be a much needed boost to the Titans going into the halftime break. What else do you think Captain Talperk is going to be saying to his boys?
Look, I think he'll emphasise. I think the spine's got to play a bit better in the most part. I think Dom Young's been really good. Apart from that, I think Weston and McLucky as a whole have been a bit underwhelming for mine. I think that they're going to have to also go to the outside backs. I think that's what Taupoko will be really emphasising when they go into the break.
And we're back for what has been one hell of a nail-biting fight up here on the beautiful, blustery Gold Coast. Canterbury Bulldogs, the visitors, are currently leading 12 points to 6 against Max Taupoke and his favoured fortunes here. These halftime stats were one hell of a read, Liam.
Yeah, they definitely were, Mac. Looking through them, we saw that the Titans they had 52% of the possession in that first half. Obviously, Bulldogs had 48. Completions wise, as we noticed, the Titans they were certainly poor at completing those sets with 9 out of 14 compared to the Dogs with 12 out of 14. And the Titans obviously having 5 errors in that first half, which is pretty poor compared to the Dogs having 2. No penalties conceded at all in this game so far. Tackling wise, the Dogs have more tackles by 8, so 110 tackles for them. Missed tackles, the Dogs have 9 more missed tackles with 19. Line breaks, each side has 4. Uh, and meterage, the Titans are dominating in meters. Oh, we saw Eden Hills make a bit of a half break there. 555 meters for the Titans, whereas the Dogs have 441. And moving down to some individual contributors, the Titans, they had certainly a couple. Oh, what do we have here? Is there a captain's challenge here?
Checking if the ball is
Yeah,
stripped
we've got a
legally in the
possible.
tackle. The Bulldogs. Player appears to strip the ball legally in the tackle. We have a decision. The ball is stripped legally. The challenge is successful.
Oh, that's
Player
a
will resume
beautiful
restart.
effort there from Aaron O'Hare, and a wonderful call from Ruben Mobs to actually challenge that instead of just riding with the penalty. Mobs, he's had an absolute blinder of a game so far, Liam.
Yeah, he definitely has. Something I'm going to talk about in those individual contributors, but I'll move down to him right now. So we had 80 meters in that first half and had a try and the try assist. And another Bulldogs friend that had a good first half, I thought. Aaron O'Hare, 70 meters gained in that first half. And for the Titans, Chris Weston, I thought he was really solid in that first half. 101 meters for him. And Dom Young, he's certainly back in some pristine form. 132 meters in that first half.
As Rhys Davis puts the ball high, it's tapped back straight into the hands of Akateni. So the Titans, they weather the first test of the second half. And, well, if they keep playing a little bit like this, they're going to find it very hard against this resurgent Bulldogs attack here, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. They will struggle tonight if they can't stop giving the Dogs abundance of chances and on their line, because the Dogs, they've played really well so far, and yeah, they've just got to hold the ball here for a few sets, because I think that the first half proved, particularly late, that they can win the field position battle if they fight hard.
As Lenny O'Driscoll makes it over the 40 to play it there for their 5th. Western boots it down well. Almost goes over their head, but Beckman picks up with it instead and breaks on through. Now, Beckman's moved back to the full back spot with Logan Seymour on the wing. And, well, so far it's already paying dividends for them, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. Beckman, that was a solid run out of the kick return there, and yeah, maybe that's why they've swapped him, because Seymour, while he had a fair bit of meterage in that first half, I thought he was a bit underwhelming, and called for that change to be made at halftime by Ruben Mobs, and I think that was a good call.
As the Bulldogs, they at least get about 35 metres out from the cow, 50 metres gained. They need to get a little bit further, though, because their kicking game is sublime. And these bombs down the side just won't necessarily work, as Rain O'Driscoll tries to work some magic down the sideline. About 10 minutes into this half, almost. Oh, that's not a good pass back to McLucky. McLucky is probably one of those shining lights out there. We've had a bit of a joy to commentate a couple of Titan games, and the deja vu that came over me. I think McLucky, for all the halves in the SRL, is probably the one who pushes himself over the line the most, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. McLucky is the one that is very he's very good at what he does, but I think he's also in his kicking game, he can certainly come up with some mistakes as well. Unfortunately for him, but yeah, on the 5th tackle, I think he's really solid. But when he goes for those 40-20s, sometimes he just comes up with a shank, and that's my only critique of McLucky there.
As Seymour plays the ball, Roberts unfortunately is pushed back to the advantage line. Second tackle on the 30. We come back across. Malou linking up with his halves partner. Davis straight up the guts, straight over the here and now. Third tackle. O'Hare darts out a dummy half, but the markers were waiting for him and they pull him down 45 metres out. They come across. Davis again. Harver, but they can't get past that 50 line. The Titans, they have grown tired of letting the Bulldogs make easy meters, and they're forced to kick from the 40-meter line here from Davis. It's not a bad purchase on it either. Eden Hills has to pick it up and come across, and, well, 25 meters is all they can get, except for a tackle. That is the first penalty of the night, and unfortunately, it is against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's not what the Bulldogs needed. They just invite the Titans away back into their half, and I have to say the Titans were winning the field position battle before that anyway. But yeah, they certainly didn't need to do that. The Dogs, and it's going to invite the Titans in some great field position if they can get a few good breaks here.
Speak of the devil, Lee passing it off to Vakateni, both of which bumped off players. Unfortunately, Vakateni was pushed back, so is what it is. Fanua Blake back on the inside, second tackle, just shy of the 20, third. Do they come wide? They do. Tapok just takes one hell of a hit up, just shy of the 10. Fourth tackle, 2 left in the set. Blindside raid. McLucky linking up with Fanua Blake, and he gets over the 10. And it is stripped out by Cohen Malou. Not only is he just new to the number 7 jersey, he's new to the Bulldogs jersey, and he has basically just saved what was going to be a good chance at a try there for the Titans, Liam.
Yeah, that's another ball strip there for the Dogs. They've obviously had that one that was caught illegal earlier in the half, and then they got the successful captain's challenge. But that's their second one-on-one strip in this half, and I've got to say the Titans, they now have better ball security than that. Just to let your opponent strip it out not once but twice in the same half, it's quite poor, and yeah, they've got to stop that because it's really their attention to detail so far in this half that's costing them. Otherwise, I think they'd already have a couple tries in this second half.
And Driscoll is forced back to the 20. That was a beautiful kick there from Davis. Not only did he throw it across the field, all the way over to the other side of the field, he left it with just enough height up in the air for the kick chasers to reach O'Driscoll just as it came down to him. So the Bulldogs, we've said it before, they might not be as fast or they might not have the same fitness as the Titans, but Captain Mobbs, he's trying to work with some strategy. And, well, at the moment, with 26 minutes left on the clock, it seems to be working for them. Whether or not it carries them to the end of the game, Liam, remains to be seen.
Yeah, definitely. I think Mobsy's doing the most with what he can in that Bulldogs lineup. I think that his strategy's been really good so far, and to take it to this Titans side is not an easy task. But yeah, he's just using what he has and doing it to a brilliant extent here. And the Dogs should be really proud of what they're doing at the moment.
They've got to be careful, though. He is looking very tired, and he's still got 10 minutes left out on the field as O'Hare darts up over the 40 line for their third. Playing the ball very slow. Beckman linking up with Malou. Back on the inside to Mobbs. He carries one further, and Hellier loses meters, unfortunately, there. So, they might be in range for a kick here. They throw it back. And Lenny O'Driscoll runs onto it because there has been one hell of a foul up there. So the Titans, 24 minutes left, have got a good chance at a forward pass there, Liam.
Oh, that was a good chance there for the Titans. I thought originally it might be line ball, but no, it was definitely forward and came out of the hands very forward into Dom Young, and yeah, just didn't time the pass right, and throwing a chance away again for the Titans. It's been the story of their night, hasn't it? They've just made way too many errors, and it's costing them here.
As Yongi on one of those lines, third tackle. All the field to work with, and they give it to Hellier to push up and hard and just shy of the 45-meter line. Fourth tackle. The Doggies, they're resolute. Cow pushing forward to get to the 40 for a settler. A good tackle, 27 meters gained, but a lot closer than they were 5 seconds ago. Davis boots it down here to Hills, and Hills is forced to run straight into a wall of white and blue. He gets 24, 25 meters out, and again, the Titans, they're fighting out of their half. 2 minutes left. I'm wondering if the Titans are hoping for some of that speed off the bench to come on in a couple of minutes, Liam.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to it. I think that they've got the likes of Demando and who's an outside back, obviously, and I think they've got Luciano. Oh no, they'll have Eric Irvine coming on with Demando. So I think the fresh legs are going to be key, and I think that having an outside back coming on for them is certainly an advantage here.
As Beckman's forced to run back for that 40-20 kick there from Topoke. O'Hare, Mobbs, Malou pushing up and pushing hard. Second tackle on the 40. If they can push a little bit harder, the Bulldogs will be able to keep going and keeping the Titans locked. But the Titans are starting to turn up in defense once more. Kalsakau trying to get up over the 50. He does at least get to that, very close to that Telstra symbol. O'Hare gets to the 40 again, and it feels like deja vu because almost the entirety of this game at the moment is being played between those two 40-meter lines. And I mean, I don't want to jinx anyone, Liam, but it feels like it's going to rely on someone making a mistake or forcing an error before something else happens here.
Yeah, it's just I think it's going to be either a moment of magic from an outside back, or it's going to be an error that leads to one side scoring the points at that end. And yeah, for these players' sakes, I hope it is an outside back making some magic for us here, because I don't want either team to be disappointed making an error that costs their side the game.
As Hills somehow stays inside. So that is phenomenal work there for Hills to stay inside because, well, you'd think that if the Bulldogs could have thrown him over the edge there, they would have been perfect place for an attacking kick at the end of that next set. Taupoke boots it down. I'm speaking about Mobsy being tired. Taupoke also looks quite tired. And whilst Mobs is going off in the next 3 minutes, Taupoke's out there for the rest of the game, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like he's just uh, met fatigue there, and I think he's got a bit of lactate in his muscles, and yeah, he's certainly struggling at the minute. He's really going to have to just fight it off and hope he doesn't get an injury here. But yeah, he's just maybe going to have to sit back a little and be a passenger in attack and just try and do his job defensively.
As Reese Davis boots at 40-20. It doesn't have the distance or the angle, but it does have a Dom Young at the end of it. And unfortunately for the Titans, Dom Young is wrapped up 35 meters out. Commando, there he is. First attack on the field. Good hit up, and he almost jags the penalty there. McLucky, lovely pass to Dom Young. That goes haywire there. Connor Harbour, he almost had his first try of the season. There was nothing between him and the goal line, but a glorious ankle tap there basically saved an almost certain try, Liam.
Yeah, it was brilliant work there from the Titans. I didn't get to see who it was that made that ankle tap, but whoever did stopped a certain try. And yeah, if they had have scored that, you have to wonder, would that have been game there for the Bulldogs? But nonetheless, they're going to try and stop the Dogs here, and doing a good job at it so far.
Aaron O'Hare darts out a dummy half to get to the 20. They're in dangerous attack kicking position here. Do they bomb it? No. Davis runs into the line and knocks it on, which is unfortunate, but they're going to challenge this one, Liam.
Yeah, they are, and they're challenging a knock on. That looks like a knock on to me. I have to wait and see what the bunker says.
We have a decision. The ball is knocked on. The challenge is unsuccessful. Play will resume with a handover.
One has to think that was probably a bit of a strategic challenge there from Captain Mobs, getting his bit of a breather for his boys and reset the line before they ran off down the field with that one, Liam.
Yeah, that probably was just a tactic there from Mobs, and yeah, just hoping for a successful challenge if the bunker messes up, or yeah, just getting a bit of a breather for his side, and certainly did wonders there. Just set the defensive line and not let the Titans have an advantage before attacking.
As they almost throw another penalty, which would have been disastrous on the 50-meter line here. Fanua Blake pushing as hard as he can to get to the 40. Fifth tackle, 13 minutes left on the clock, 38 meters gained in that set, and here we go with a kick from McLucky. He brings it on down here again. Here comes Iongi, who can't get around that kick chase defense, and the Titans, they keep turning up. And, well, as much as they keep turning up with that defense, the Bulldogs, they are starting to get desperate because they can smell the victory coming if they can just hold on and if they can just make sure that they keep the ball out of the Titans' hands here. Third tackle. Aaron O'Hare races up, gets over the 30. They wouldn't want to kick here because it's not going to work well for them. Davis, he thinks about kicking, but he gets up over the 40 instead. A good 29-meter set, hard-fought run. They need a good kick here and a good kick chase because the Titans, again, Liam, they're starting to win that that position battle again. And oh, they were lucky to bring Dom Young down there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing kicking down to Dom Young there because he is probably the most dangerous outside back on the field for the Titans there, and you don't want to be giving him direct ball at your defensive line clustered like that because if you give him the right matchup, he will take it and he will take it to the house. So oh, another error. Oh, luckily they recover that one, and it's not an error, but it certainly looked like another there for the Titans.
And unfortunately, they probably lost about a good 10, maybe even 20 meters on that one. So they're kicking on the other side of the 40 instead of attacking kick down on the 20. And that's kind of been typical of what the Titans' night has been like so far. As Seymour runs back and catches it over his head, runs straight at about 17,000 different Titans players there, and is brought down. 9 minutes left. Do the Bulldogs have it in them to get to the end here, Liam? Do they have it enough to just hold the Titans out for the next 9?
Oh, I think so. Like nothing that I've seen it on. Apparently on the curse tonight, but that one went into touch and a fairly poor pass. As I was saying, the Dogs. Well, I think they have it in them. What we've seen tonight, defensively, they've been solid on the night on the defensive line, in close to the goal line, and I think they'll be able to defend the Titans here. But we'll have to wait and see.
Well, the Titans, they're looking dangerous. Best case scenario, the Titans score a try out wide and they miss the conversion. Or, worst case scenario, we might be going for... Ooh, that was very offside from that defender. And Irvine is over. He didn't touch the ball at all in the first half. He had 0 run meters at the end of the half-time break. He's come on in the second half and he has basically tied the game. We are about to be 12-all and locked up, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. It's brilliant stuff there from the Gold Coast Titans. Obviously, Marcus Lee at dummy half, just identifying it's one-on-one with Eric Irvine. Most of the time, your prop's going to win there. And getting it to him, just knowing that he's a stronger man and most likely he's going to be able to use his body and just bodywork his way over the line one-on-one. And he certainly did that. And Taupoke converts to make this a 12-all scoreline here with 3/4 of a minute to go here, and yeah, it's certainly going to be a cracking 7.5 minutes.
And a very anxious wait for both of these teams and their supporters. And I think I'm right in saying that this might be the 5th game for the Bulldogs to come down to a field goal, which is not something that Ruben Mobbs would definitely be wanting, as it looked like Captain Toperk was running straight at the kicker just then, Liam.
Yeah, Taupoke, I think he's a bit nervous here. Obviously, his side's been in a lot of close games recently, and I think he's just letting his good nerves get the better of him in that one. And yeah, I can understand why, but he's just got to control them here and try and get his side over the line.
As they're probably going to be in place for a good 40-20 attempt here. The Bulldogs, those wingers, they need to get back now. They can't afford a 40-20 kick. As McLucky, does he have it? He does, but Beckman is there to collect it. And oh, he's shoveled over the sideline at the last minute. That is heartbreaking for a Bulldog.
Yeah, definitely. It's Beckman. He did a good job to turn his body around. I thought he got away from it. It was a brilliant kick from Mike McLucky, nonetheless. It was just brilliant work from Beckman. And Rayne O'Driscoll did a brilliant job to position. Oh, no. The referees called offside there. And the Bulldogs, they get a bit of a sympathy penalty. I'm not sure what possibly happened there for him to trigger the penalty, but he saw it and nonetheless he's called it.
And again, we're saying it was heartbreaking for the Bulldogs. The Titans, they already had their kickers lined up and ready for the field goal. So the Bulldogs, they will have, if they can get down the other end, first chance at the golden boot here. As Remy, a good run meter to get up to the 40, second tackle. They need a couple of good pushes here, and they need to rely on their kickers. Davis, he has kicked one. Is Seymour over? No, Seymour just stays in desperately. So as I was saying, Davis, he has kicked a winning field goal before. Malou has not. I don't know if they're going to be in place to get here, though, as they come across to Anderson, pushing forward to the 20. They might kick it back. They might pass it over. Where are the kickers? Here we go. No, Malou, he puts it up instead. He didn't trust himself there, and they've hit it back to Fanua Blake. With 4 minutes left on the clock, though, Liam, you wouldn't think they get too many more opportunities.
No, unless we got a golden point here, you wouldn't think they're going to get another opportunity, or probably one more, but they might not get in that field position again. But yeah, Malou, he's just got to have the confidence in his own ability to back himself, get the ball 20 in front. You're right in front of the sticks. If you can't make that there, and at least have the confidence in yourself to back yourself there, what are you doing as a half?
Mando, they're in place for a kick. Here comes McLucky again. He puts boot to ball. It's not got the angle for it, though, this time. It's got the distance, and Beckman brings it back to the 40. 2.5 minutes left. This will probably be, at the end of this set, the last chance the Bulldogs have if they can get down the other end. Malou plays the ball. Lovely dart out of dummy half there by O'Hare, who gets at least to the 40. Good post-contact meters there. That's what they need. They need to be pushing fast and hard. Malou straight over to the middle of the field. That's good positional play. They need one more good push. They're going the wrong way, however, as Hellier pushes 25 meters out. They're in range, but they don't have the angle. They're too far right. He plays the ball. They pass it back to Malou, and he puts it up and high once more. And it comes down to Dom Young, who is forced back. The Bulldogs, if they want to win this one now, they need to force an error because the Titans will just run the clock off, and we might be going to golden point here, extended time, Liam.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to golden point because the Titans really don't seem to be in that good field position here. They're going to have their third tackle on the 20, unless they can get a 20-40 here, which doesn't look likely. It looks like we're going to have some extra footy here, eh, mate?
Well, considering this is our first game of the night, this is excellent start. So strap yourselves in, SRL fans, because we are going to a golden point. And we are back once more. I hope people didn't have any long expectations to watch the second game of our Tuesday night because it is locked up 12-all and we're hitting golden point. Bulldogs, they're first to kick off, and the Titans, they're first to receive. It's going to be interesting to see how both of these teams attack this game strategically, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. I think that it's going to be interesting on the Titans end. I'm not too sure of what their kind of history is with these golden point or kicking field goals more specifically. I'm not sure if Weston or McLucky have even kicked a field goal, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
And at the moment, they're struggling to even get out of their 20. Demando, he's at least getting to the 30. Some of those subs at the 20-minute mark still focusing out there. Topoke, he was out there for 80 minutes. He'll be out there for 85. They've at least got to the 40, and that's a good defensive effort there from the Bulldogs. Here we go. Iongi gets it on the 20. He gets around the first line of defense, and is he out? He is out. That is horrifying if you're a Bulldogs fan. The Titans, they might be in range for a kick halfway through this set, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. That's actually really good stuff from Dom Young. I'm going to say because he just played cat and mouse with Iongi there, showed him the sideline, says, "Here you go, mate. Run it over for me. I'll drag you right into touch." And yeah, that's what he did. And yeah, Iongi just took the bait, and unfortunately, the Dogs made the fatal error, and it might cost them.
Oh, they're already going over to the middle of the field. Lenny O'Driscoll, 10 meters, second tackle. Where are the kickers? They come across. Fanua Blake, they get up to the 20. Bulldogs, they are looking desperate out there. They're lining up, and here we go. Captain Taupoke is one to do it. 1 point is all it takes to end this game, and the Titans, in a heartbreak shocker at the end of the game, come across at home as victors. Liam, run us through some of these stats.
Yeah, definitely. It's a nail-biting game, as you said. So obviously we had 2 tries each in this one. Obviously the game-breaking field goal with Taupoke in the 73rd minute. It was interesting to see him kick the field goal. I thought it might have been one of the halves, but I guess not. Taupoke wanted to take the pressure off his halves. And looking at that possession, 52-48, reasonably similar to halftime. I think it actually was that exact split at halftime. And running down those completions, I think the Titans, they weren't great tonight in the completions. 23 out of 32, 25 out of 31 for the Dogs. Something Taupoke is definitely going to want to work on in the upcoming weeks, but he'll be happy they got the job done. And 10 errors, yeah, that epitomises what I just said. And 7 errors for the Dogs. Not great for them either, but yeah, the Titans just can't make 10 errors every week and expect to win every game. But penalty conceded for each side. Tackling wise, the Dogs had 6 more tackles with 214. 13 more missed tackles. Very interesting for the Dogs, considering only 6 more tackles. 10 line breaks for the Titans compared to the Dogs with 6. Certainly says a lot about their meters, though. 1,061 for the Titans compared to 943 for the Dogs. So the Titans, I think they just wrestled that field position as the game went on, and it was a big factor to why they won.
As we come across to the Titans' individual stats, and already we got a couple of people leaping out at us. Marcus Lee, 150 run meters, 34 tackles, so many tackle breaks, a line break, a couple of try assists to his name. Him and his captain, both working together, have done an excellent job and are probably the reason why they were able to stick into it night, Liam.
Yeah, they were both huge here tonight. Obviously, Tapake got the field goal and split the two sides. As we scroll down, looking at Michael McLucky, 133 meters. I thought he was solid tonight. He had that obviously kick that I think it forced they took Beckman out in the second half. It was huge for their field position. He had 10 kicks, 380 meters, 20 tackles. Ignore the 5 missed. He had the try, obviously. And then we look down at some of his other half partner, Chris Weston, 168 meters. Yeah, he was really solid in that both of those halves here. He had 14 tackles, 4 kicks, 152 meters. Yeah, he had 4 errors, which we'll ignore. But yeah, I thought Weston was really solid here tonight. Dom Young, yeah, he really fought back tonight. Obviously, he was huge again last week. 205 meters here this week. Made 10 tackles, but that didn't seem to stop him at all. He had the error, but yeah, other than that, he was really good here tonight, mate?
Definitely. As we come across to the Bulldogs and their stats. And, well, it's been a hard night out there for the Bulldogs, but a couple of the boys have definitely been carrying the team. And, of course, I'm speaking about Mobsy. 126 run meters, 23 tackles, 3 kicks from the captain, a try assist of his own, a try. He did everything he possibly could to get this win tonight, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Mobs was really solid here tonight, and as we were mentioning, I think he was really good as a captain as well here tonight with some of his strategy. As we scroll down to some of the other talent, Seymour, 111 run meters. I mean, it's all right from a player that played 40 minutes at fullback. He had an 8 tackle, not really much to speak of. Reese Davis in the number 6 jersey had 117 run meters, 13 tackles, 10 kicks, 375 meters. Sorry, really solid with the boot tonight. Palmer Louis Haas partner was not that great with the boot, but 119 run meters. Top Davis in the meterage department. He had 16 tackles. Aaron O'Hare, 160 run meters in the dummy half roll. Had the 36 tackles, none missed. That's really solid from Aaron O'Hare. Had a line break, a try assist. Yeah, he just did jack of all trades tonight. Really solid effort from the dummy half. So we look down. Aaron Beckman, the player that's obviously swapped to fullback in the second half. 92 meters. A decent night from him, but certainly could have had a better effort in that second half.
And we'll probably leave that there tonight because we know there's another game about to start imminently and we would not want it to be interrupted. I've been AMac in the Box with Liam Ryan. Enjoy the rest of your night.